Joined by LB Dantzler. I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler. LB, what do you enjoy most about baseball?
I would say just the general everyday grind. You know, it's not for everyone, and in college it's just a lot different. You're not used to being out here every day, and it's tough, definitely an adjustment, but you learn to love it, and I just love coming to the field every day.
What was your path to play at South Carolina?
Out of high school, I didn't have many offers. Had to go the junior college route, which in hindsight was a big blessing because I don't think I would have been ready for the SEC or pro ball right out of high school. I had a lot of growing up to do, just needed to get bigger and stronger. Went to Manatee Community College down in Bradenton. Was there for 2 years. My first year was pretty bad, but that fall of my sophomore year, South Carolina came and saw me play a couple times, and I did pretty well, and was fortunate enough to get a chance to go play there, and the rest was history from there.
Your initial experience in South Carolina, how did that feel to play in the SEC?
Oh, it was awesome. Chaz and I joke all the time, go back, Silverstein as well, about SEC, ACC. I don't have anybody else here to back me up after Kendall left, but the SEC is just awesome. There's 8,000-9,000 fans at every game, just loud, and it's like a party. It's just, to get a play in front of that atmosphere is just, it's special.
What's the best stadium atmosphere you've ever played in?
Carolina Stadium's pretty awesome, but College World Series was awesome as well. But just they're all tough. I don't know. It's hard to pick. But the one that I initially say is LSU. It was just, they have 11,000, 12,000 fans at every game, and you're just surrounded in a sea of purple and gold, and it's just intimidating but awesome at the same time.
Let's go back even earlier. You're from Winter Haven, Florida, and when you were younger, you had the opportunity to be, correct me if I'm wrong, bat boy at Cleveland Indians spring training. How did this work out?
Oh yeah, that was really cool. I went. My dad knew a couple guys, pulled some strings, and in 4th grade I was the opening day bat boy for the first game of the year. And after the game, the guy, I believe his name was Tony, the clubby, just said, "All right, we'll see you back here tomorrow." And I had no idea I was doing it again the next day. And we talked to my school, and they were cool with it. So every game that year, I ended up being the bat boy, and I did it for 4 more years after that. And it was just an awesome experience getting to see what it was like to be, a big leaguer. And even a lot of the younger minor league guys, it's cool to see that side of it, as a young kid, and now actually be playing and living that lifestyle. It's just kind of surreal.
Which Indians made the biggest impact on you?
Ellis Burks, for sure. He had a kid that was a little younger than I am, and he kind of took me under his wing, and he always made a big effort to talk to me. Guys like Jim Thome, Russell Branyan, Omar Vizquel, they all three were really, really nice as well, and made an effort to talk to me, but Ellis Burks was the one that I would say had the biggest impact on me.
From that experience, and now here you are playing professional baseball, how has that shaped the way that you view playing baseball?
It definitely changes how I approach fans and bat boys and stuff, because, at that time, they weren't even people to me. They were just like, these are gods. They're professional baseball players. But now I see this, I'm just a regular guy. We're all just a group of regular guys, and it can make someone's day just by tossing them a ball or taking time to just have a conversation with them. So it definitely has changed and helped help me reach out to fans and younger baseball players.
Joined by LB Dantzler of the Lansing Lugnuts. How did you get the initials LB?
My dad's name's Brad. And instead of being Brad Jr., I go by Little Brad. So my parents came up with it before I was born, and it's just stuck.
How tall is your dad?
He's actually not much taller than me. I think I outweigh him. He's like 6 foot, 200 maybe. I'm like 5'11", 210, so I got him by a little bit.
Any other athletes in your family?
My little brother is a freshman at Delaware. He went there to play tennis on a tennis scholarship this year. So he's taller than both my dad and I. He's 6'3", a little skinnier, 180, 190, but he's an athlete.
While you were with South Carolina, there was an event that happened that made you and Reptar a folk hero. Tell me about Fear the Fish.
Yeah, that was kind of surreal. I still, looking back, it's just, I don't even know how it happened. Before the season started in January, just bored one day, went to the pet stores, bought a little betta fish, a tank, regular setup, put a picture on Facebook and asked for name suggestions, and one I really liked was Reptar, so we landed on that, and fast forward 4 months, nothing had really came of it. He was just a fish that sat in my room, and one of my neighbors that normally would come over and feed it on the weekend was out of town on spring break, so I just kind of as a joke put it in a Tupperware container and took it on the bus, said, all right, he's coming with us. And that bus trip, it was a Thursday morning. You know, one of the guys in the back of the bus just joked around, said, dude, we should do Fear the Fish, it'll be funny. So before the game that Friday, I just took my hat off as I was leaving the hotel, put it on the tank, snapped a picture and put it on Twitter, said Fear the Fish. That was Friday. Then the Saturday game, we decided to start doing a fin, put your hand up above your head, and like a fish fin or a shark fin, and we won that game as well. I didn't mention we won the Friday game by a lot. Did the fin on Saturday, won that game, and then by Sunday I had a couple interviews about what Fear the Fish was and what the fin was. We ended up winning Sunday, and then by Tuesday there were t-shirts being made, and Fear the Fish was born.
I'm joined by L.B. Dantzler. So now in professional baseball, you're in the Toronto Blue Jays organization. How did you find out that the Blue Jays had drafted you?
That's a pretty funny story as well. We were playing in a super regional last year at North Carolina. Game one, the first game had been rained out. It was a Saturday. The Friday game was rained out. And it was a day game, so I knew I wasn't going to be able to watch the draft. But my dad and I kind of had a deal that I was just going to look up in the stands every half inning or every inning or so to kind of get filled in. And I think the second or third inning, I went up for my second at bat of the game. I was on deck, and I looked up at him, and he was shaking hands with some of the other parents. My mom was all happy, smiling. And I kind of realized then, I was like, man, I think I just got drafted. And one of the fans at UNC looked down and yelled at me, hey, LB, I hope you have your passport. And at that point, I was like, well, I guess I'm going to the Blue Jays. And it was awesome. I mean, having wanted to get drafted 5 different years, been eligible to get drafted 5 different years, to finally have it happen on my last chance was pretty cool.
So you join the Blue Jays organization, you get sent to Vancouver, and there you get named the Northwest League Player of the Year for your exploits. Was it easy? Was it as easy as it looked like on paper?
I don't think baseball's ever easy. Even guys you see at the big leagues that are putting up crazy numbers. Maybe it is, but I don't think it's ever easy, because even the best players are going to get out 70% of the time, and that can mess with you mentally. I think the guys that do the best are the ones that minimize the damage and turn those 0 for 20s into 0 for 10s, and kind of stay level and even keel. So that's what I try and do. But as far as last year goes, it was just kind of a roller coaster. It all happened so fast. You're 1 minute you're playing in the SEC, next I'm in Vancouver playing with all new guys, and I can't say enough good things about Clayton McCullough, our manager, Pano, Jim Sykowski, all the coaches up there, the management there. It was just an awesome first summer, kind of get my feet wet as far as pro ball is concerned, and I was fortunate enough to play well and put up some good numbers. So the MVP thing was cool, but winning the championship was something I think I'll remember a lot more than winning the actual league MVP.
You won the championship on the home field. I believe it was the first time Vancouver had won the championship at home at the Nat after winning the previous 2 on the road. So back to back to back, but in front of that crowd, what was the Vancouver Canadians home crowd like when you won the title?
Oh, they were awesome. They were awesome all year. I wouldn't expect anything different. It's not as big as the stadium we have here, but they packed it out, man. It was 6,000 fans every game. They came ready to cheer us on, and when we did finally win it, they were going nuts. I mean, talk about happening fast. That was all a blur, but it was really cool. And I remember we sang the Canadian national anthem in front of them. They were all singing along. That was pretty cool right after we won.
Let me ask you, how did you spend this winter?
I live with my girlfriend up in Nashville. We've been together for 2 years now, a year and a half, and had never actually been in the same city together, because when I was in South Carolina, she lived in Nashville, and then I went to Vancouver. So I went up there to be closer to her, and worked out at Vanderbilt. The coaches there were really nice and let me use their facilities for free. Great facilities. So it was just working out every day and hitting every day and trying to get in a routine and get in shape for this year. And your first off season's always a little bit different because you don't know what to expect. I hadn't had more than 2 weeks off in my whole baseball career, so it was a little bit of an adjustment. And I think this off season I'll know a little bit more what to expect and have a better plan. But it went well, and I had a lot of fun. Nashville's a cool city, and I feel like I did what I needed to do to get ready for this year.
By the end of this season, what do you hope to accomplish?
I don't know. That's tough. It's minor league ball it's such a different game than college, because you go to South Carolina. I know I'm going to be there for 2 years no matter what. That's the deal. Here it's one day you get a call and you're playing well, you can go up. You're not playing well, you can go down. So I think as far as those goals, I can't control any of that. So I think setting a goal in something you can't control is hard to do. So I would say my goals are more, have good quality at bats every time at the plate, and just compete every day in and day out, and just kind of hope for the best. Just hit some balls hard every day and win a lot of games. And wherever I end up, I end up.
And finally, what is the craziest thing you've ever seen on the baseball field?
That game in Fort Wayne the other day had to be up there, that's for sure. I'm trying to think. I don't know. Last year in Vancouver, we had our right fielder had like a dance-off with a mascot in the 9th inning. Just not planned at all, just spontaneous. The mascot in Eugene was out there just trying to dance with him. But yeah, that game in Fort Wayne got a little chippy. The bench is cleared, and Leb came in and pitched. It was Star Wars night. That whole thing was something. But I don't know. I think those two are probably up there.
I'll be Dantzler. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
I'm Jesse Goldberg-Strassler. This is Lugnuts Baseball on Big Country 92.1.